What's going on, guys and gals? Stock Jock here, up $503 in the first hour of trading. Let's get right into it. So my first trade was actually a short, and this is a setup I switched over to real quick, and I had already missed this huge run. It went from 240 to over $3 on the first move of 320. And I'm like, well, shoot. And I saw it hit my scanners, and the reason why I didn't get into it because I just heard chat rooms were hesitant to jump in. So, it still moved and did its thing without the chat rooms I subscribed to. And I missed the entry, the second entry, which would have been that if you're looking right in the middle of the screen, you see the 1 minute pullback, that red candle, and then what I like to do is play the first candle over candle after a pullback happens, so which would be right here at 325. It pops over 325, goes straight to high of day, and it double tops at 340. So that's a bearish sign to me. So when I see that, I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is a short. And the past 2 days, we've seen these low floaters shoot up and then they completely sell off. So I have got that in my mind. I'm thinking, okay, it's probably going to do the same thing as it's done in the past. These low floaters, they pop up and then they drop hard. So I look for a little bit of weakness on the L2 is what I'm looking for an entry. There's no specific number. I just start seeing a bunch of red start flashing through, and I'm thinking, okay, the closer this gets down to 3, the faster it's going to start selling off. So I went short at 325, and as it just started looking weak, I think it cracks 3, and after it cracks 3, I think it just doesn't really flush out, so I ended up just covering for a nice little win.
Candle to make a new high, so I would add over 325 on ASTC. Just added at 318. So this one, look, it's going to high a day. I waited for the first pullback, which was the smart thing to do. Sold half at 330. I'll add back over 345 for a high day break. We double topped at 340.
I'm short ASTC 325.
Watch it now over
Stop loss is break even, or it's high day. So I've already got a nice win going here on this short, and what you're seeing me do with my cursor here is I'm checking the low of the previous candle. I'm looking for this thing to go candle under candle, and I really think that would get it to flush down. It didn't end up doing that, and I thought, okay, if it doesn't go candle under candle and it starts working its way back up towards 3, I'm just going to cover, and that's what I end up doing.
ESPR, Aspirian.
Covered 297.
Pop to the high, 77.03. Echo Sandy Papa Romeo.
So this next trade was ASTC again. This time I was playing the 1 minute candle under candle. So it did, my previous trade, working its way back to 3. It popped over 3 again, which was around the VWAP, and then it broke down again. So now I'm playing the 1 minute candle under candle here to give me that, hopefully a little bit of a flush. I go short, it gets down to 290, and it breaks below that and then pops right back up. And I didn't like that move. So when it got to 290 again, and it looked like it was going to break 290, I just used that as a stop loss, and I covered for a small win.
MNKD, Mankind.
I would watch and
Trader circulating patent news on Mankind. Michael November Kilo Delta.
So my next trade is NPTN. This one is just a buyout rumor. So I jump in when I hear that it's kind of positive news before actually hearing all the news, because you got early bird gets the worm here. It gets a small pop, kind of stalls out, and when it stalls out, I end up selling for a small win because I don't want to be on the bottom of this thing when it starts to flush out.
stop is 290, which is my cost basis, my average.
NPTN, Neophotonics. Trader circulating a note from Northland or comments from Northland.
Cancel my order at
Saying
307
that
for right now because I think it might go
company
higher.
is rumored
As long
to be
as it
in
holds
talks to be
290, I think
acquired.
it'll go higher.
NPTN
That's
acquired
November 10th.
news.
So I'll just keep a stop at 290
being,
on the rest.
circulated
and
now
I'll
by
look for
traders.
opportunities to add, which would be possibly over 310.
That's November, Papa Tango
Shares of
November.
volume, so it's getting a little bit crowded. High is 319. I'm just gonna hold with a stop at 290 on NSPR.
AMDA is my next trade. This one is just a pure chat room play with the momentum that they bring. One of the chat rooms that I subscribe to mentioned AMDA. I think one of the subscribers actually brought it up. And when I took a look at it, I was just kind of watching it to see if the room was going to buy and bring momentum into this. And that's kind of what it ended up doing. I was looking for basically that 179 level to break that block of 11,000 shares. I saw a flash of volume go in, and I thought that was, you know, that 179 level cracking. So I hit the buy button. It was a little bit of a head fake because it wasn't, you know, the volume hitting that 179. It was like, I think it hitting 178. So I was kind of in it a little bit. Lucky enough, you know, a little volume came into it from the chat room mentioned, popped up, sold for a small profit.
I didn't see the news on AMDA, but can watch it. Volume is pretty light right now.
So AMDA was the next trade. This time it was a news play. So Benzinga chimes in, says that traders are circulating patent news on AMDA. Recently, patent news hasn't been a super strong mover of stock, but it has moved these low floaters at like 10 cents or so. So I jump in when I hear patent news, pops up, and I sell into the first opportunity I can to go green on it. So I think I made about $40 on this trade.
AMDA, America, Alpha Michael Delta Alpha. Traders circulating word of a patent.
So far, not a bad day. We're seeing good action on the NSPR. It's at 45%. ASTC is up 38%.
America
still.
shares hit a high of $1.89.
AMDA, I'm not really sure about.
Now
it's
$1.84.
7%.
That's Alpha Michael
Interesting.
Delta Alpha.
John is he's on vacation this week.
HMNY was my next trade. This one was kind of frustrating. I was looking at the 5-minute chart, which looks absolutely terrible. It kind of sold off from the open. It had some good news out this morning. And I was thinking, okay, maybe a red to green move on the 5-minute will get this thing going. And you can kind of see on the 1-minute chart here, right in the middle of the screen, we're below the VWAP. And all I was looking for is to get to the VWAP on this 5-minute red to green move. And I went long thinking, okay, we're going candle over candle in the 5-minute. It's going to get the push up. I see some volume flash in, but then it just kind of doesn't go anywhere. So I ended up stopping out for about break even. And as soon as I hit the sell button, boom, it popped right up to the VWAP where I would have sold and where I would have made about $120, $140. But just frustrating. I missed it by literally seconds.
In a Form 4 filing at $3, that's FLL.
All right, I'm trying HMNY for the 5-minute candle over candle red to green move.
Only $110 of profit on that.
Probably going to stop out if 335 breaks again. All right, I'm out. Break even.
I like the way it.
Oh, then the bidder showed up. Dang it. I cannot believe it. So I really wanted to play HMNY today. The stock has been beaten down relentlessly recently, and I just thought it was, with this kind of news that it had, it was going to pop at some point today, maybe after some bag holders got out. I don't know. So I kept trying it a couple times. I didn't go over the times before that. Basically, you can kind of see a base level forming on the 1 minute chart here around 330. And what I would do is I would buy the first 1 minute candle over candle after it made it down towards support, looking for it to kind of break out towards the VWAP and break out over the VWAP, and really tight leash on it. Didn't work twice. So this third time, or this next time, the one I actually play here that I'm showing you, is the difference is it makes a higher low, and you can kind of see that here on the 1 minute chart. About 2 minutes ago, it made a higher low. The low was around 331 rather than 330 or 332, somewhere around there. So that's telling me, okay, it's starting to curl up here. So I go candle over candle in the 1 minute. I go long on that, looking for it to break this 342 level, which it's tried 3 times now to break. And this 4th time it actually breaks it. It pops up over it. I'm really thinking 350 is possible. I'm actually shocked that it didn't go to 350. And I just kind of do a mental trailing stop here. The first time I see candle under candle on the 1 minute is when I sell. And that's what ends up happening. And I make about 4 cents on the trade. Long HMNY 338. Might double over 342. Oh my gosh. Another rejection of the VWAP. There we go. I'm going to see buyers step in here. There we go. Defend that VWAP. I'll stop out if 340 breaks. There we go, HMNY. Get you some bidders. Get you some of that short covering juicy goodness. Stop loss will be 1 minute candle under candle. So I'll just have a trailing. Oh, here we almost hit it. 344. Yep. I'm out 342. So my next trade was actually a short on UA, and you kind of see that down there in the order status. Basically, it was a news play. Adidas got some contract with some company that Under Armour had. I went short Under Armour. It didn't do anything, so I just covered for break even. But the trade following that was HMNY again. It was a 5-minute play. So we had a breakout. You can kind of see that in the top left corner here, this 5-minute chart. We had the breakout, then we had that red candle, which was the last red candle, which is the pullback candle. And then what I like to do is I like to play the first 5-minute candle after a pullback and a breakout, then pullback. I like to play the first 5-minute candle to make a new high. And I thought that was going to be 346 breaking. I think that's the high of that red candle there. So I jump in when I see a lot of volume come smashing into this thing, thinking, okay, 346 is going to break, then that 348 is going to break, which is the high of that big green candle, which is about 10 minutes ago or whatever. Or not the, yeah, I guess it's big, whatever. And I thought if that broke, then 350 breaks, then we're off to the races, yada, yada, yada. It didn't work out like that. It popped up, hung around 349. I'm like, why can this not get going? It just didn't happen. And I took my profit. Long HMNY 345. Thought it was going to get to 346. Needs to break 346 here. Flushed me out. +1. I'll wait for that next candle to give me a setup. And that's how I ended the morning, up $503. And it was a good morning for sure. I think I'm done trading for today. Right now it is 1:30, and up just a little bit more than that. I think like 509. So yeah. If you have any questions on my trading style, feel free to ask. I am here as a resource to you as a new trader. I want to help you out. Please come to my free Discord chat. The link for that is in the description down below. And if you have any questions on any of the subscription services that I use, which I make money off of, they all cost money, and I've made money on all of them, more than the initial investment. So that should tell you something. So if you have any questions on those, please feel free to ask. All right, I'll see you in the next video.